me ask you the question I asked Senator McCain. If it comes down to a choice, because you heard Nancy Pelosi, you've heard the president, they're saying if we're going to kill the sequester, then you're going to have some tax increases, not through raising rates, but through closing some of the loopholes, ending some of the deductions. Are you willing to go along with that?
Well, I obviously disagree with Nancy Pelosi's call for more tax increases, as well as Barack Obama's. We just increased taxes by over $600 billion last month. We can't keep increasing taxes every 3 months just because Barack Obama wants more welfare spending.
Juan?
I'm a little befuddled because I think you said there's too many cuts on defense right now, and you want to protect defense from additional cuts. And in fact, defense, I think, is going to suffer like 8% of the cuts versus 4%.
Actually, it's 13% because it kicks in March rather than last fall.
Right, but overall, I was saying it's about 7.9% for defense versus 4% for non-defense or domestic spending. So if that's the case, Congressman, then I think Republicans have to take a responsible posture, which is, okay, even, you think back to Mitt Romney said, we can close loopholes. We can do away with some of these deductions. Nancy Pelosi, talking to Chris Wallace this morning, pointed to benefits and subsidies for the oil and gas industry in this country, unnecessary farm subsidies. I think there's an overwhelming consensus on Capitol Hill that a lot of those can be done away with. So why not work with the president to avoid sequestration that you say would be draconian?
Why not just cancel the defense cuts? You can't pass a big tax reform bill. So what's so funny?
Well, what do you
$45 billion.
You guys strike a deal and they say, oh, make the Democrats.
This is not a matter of politics. This is going to gut our defenses. If you are a responsible president, you don't have to save $45 billion this year. That is 4%. 4% of the deficit. We're going to endanger our national defenses and shortchange our servicemen and women overseas for the sake of cutting 4% from this year's deficit. It's totally irresponsible.
And Bill's right that you can't have massive tax reform in just 60 days. I mean, it took Ronald Reagan and Tip O'Neill and Bill Bradley, bipartisan bill in 1986, 20 months to do it. But there's more than enough tax pork in the fiscal cliff bill for things like NASCAR track owners and wind energy producers and Puerto Rican rum manufacturers that would more than offset the defense cuts that would be so devastating.
Well, so make a deal. And Bill wants the president to bail out Republicans who made the sequestration deal.
I want the president to bail out our military. Right? No, I want the president to bail out our military.
Well,
he is commander-in-chief. Maybe you're not aware of that.
He wants a deal here. He is saying, let's have a temporary deal to avoid sequestration, and Republicans are saying, no, we've got to protect the very rich, the oil companies and gas companies, and